yes and no. I think the model has to have a certain level of understanding of the fetish. She can't find it, if she thinks it's ridiculous or a bit gross or silly, or just plain doesn't understand it, then she probably won't know what elements are sexy, what elements are important, what elements to draw out. But conversely, some of the worst experiences I've had have been with so-called fetish models who actually are lifestyle people just wanting to have a BDSM scene and get paid for it, because they can get so absorbed in their own experience that they're having on set that they stop acting. And that's no use. If you're lying there like a sack of potatoes, it doesn't matter how tied up you are. For my products, at least, you need to be telling the story, you need to be emoting, you need to be struggling. If it's a damsel in distress, you know, you've got a job to do as well. So if you're just going to the shoot for a fetish experience, you'll do a bad job as a model. In the same way, if the only reason you're shooting this as a photographer is to have a girl tied up in front of you, you'll do a shit job because you need to be concentrating on f-stops and shutter speeds and all the rest of it. So I still, after 20 years, I can't tell whether somebody's going to be a good model for me until we've done a shoot and I'm looking through the images on the computer, because it can be really subtle. I book people the first time based on them having a varied portfolio, obviously based at some level on looking gorgeous. I look for a variety of shots, ability to convey different emotions, but that still doesn't mean that we will be on the same wavelength when we shoot. And so I have worked with many models just once, many of whom are perfectly decent or really good models. They just didn't click with collaborating with me. So the sets are fine, but the difference between that and somebody who really gets it is night and day when you look at the results at the end. And so the models I book again, it isn't that they did anything wrong the first time, it's that I book them again, I have a dozen ideas springing to mind of what to shoot with them as I'm looking through the results. I think, oh gosh, I must do this with her, I must do that with her. So if at the end of the shoot, I've got 100 ideas to shoot with you, I'll get you back. If I've got, well, she might do a decent job at that, I probably won't, because I'm lucky enough to be spoiled. There are lots of models around.